Unleash the power of knowledge and connect with the heartbeat of the African diaspora. Download our African Diaspora News Channel app now on Google Play and Apple App Store. Stay informed with authentic and diverse perspectives, breaking news, and cultural insights. Immerse yourself in a community that celebrates unity, resilience, and progress. Experience the vibrancy of the diaspora at your fingertips. Don't miss out. Empower your perspective today. Search African Diaspora News Channel and join the conversation.
This year marks the 34th anniversary of the unaliving, if you will, of 15-year-old LaTasha Harlins, who was unalived by that of Suja Du in 1991, March 16th to be exact, due to her accusing her falsely of stealing a bottle of orange juice. Now, of course, you guys have heard a lot about it, but on that particular morning, LaTasha walked into the liquor store to purchase a bottle of orange juice, got into it with a Soon, who they said would often harass children when they go into the store, and other black people. And in fact, that wasn't the first time that she pulled her weapon on a child. So of course, she did take the life of LaTasha, and that was considered to be the spark of the LA riots that took place a year later. Okay, well now, let's bring into the chat her people. When I say her people, I mean the Koreans. Now, there's one on X who wanted to explain to people what really happened. Now, bear with me because it's a series of tweets and I'm going to come on back. But here we go. It was more than just over a bottle of orange juice. Harlins hit Soon in the face twice with the glass bottle and punched her, knocking her to the ground. Soon then shot the fleeing Harlins. Soon was convicted of voluntary manslaughter and sentenced to 5 years of probation, 10 years of suspended prison, 400 hours of community service, and payment of a $500 fine and Harlan's funeral costs. A state appeals court later unanimously upheld Judge Carlin's sentencing decision. Soon's store was destroyed by arson during the 92 riots and never reopened. Her life was completely ruined by trying to stop a violent thief. The justice system has been favoring certain minority groups over others for years now. LaTasha Harlins wasn't some innocent saint. Stop stealing from and assaulting Asians and you'll have nothing to worry about. But instead of trying to fix their own community, professional victims and race hustlers will continue to blame whites and Asians for their misfortune that be easily prevented if they stop engaging in criminal behavior, had orderly homes, and promoted normal living. Then he goes on to say down in the comments, shooting a 15-year-old for stealing orange juice and assault was too much. That's the quote he put. What are weaker Asian women supposed to do when stronger built young black men and women rob and assault them? Just let it happen? They're supposed to just let certain criminals come in and steal their property or beat them up because these criminals are of certain racial demographics? This is the big reason why #StopAsianHate died. No one is allowed to question blacks attacking, killing, and robbing Asians, and if they do try to do something about it or call attention to it, they're endlessly harassed and their careers are destroyed because it's racist. And if Asians do stand up for themselves, they're crushed by our legal system and corporate powers that are gripped by black privilege and white guilt. And every single Asian boba, lib, activist, and celebrity will grovel for the approval and affection of blacks instead of standing up for their own community. They will decry and moan about anti-black racism in the Asian community, but say nothing about anti-Asian violence from the black community. All grifters and cowards. Okay, now I know that was a lot, but in short, he's basically saying that LaTasha caused her own death and Soon was the victim there. Soon was not the victim. It was all caught on tape that the Soon grabbed onto LaTasha, trying to pull her over the counter. LaTasha was trying to get away from her. And yes, she swung on her like, get off of me. LaTasha turned around and then soon hit her in the back of the head. If I'm trying to be, politically correct here on YouTube, hit her in the back of the head with a bullet, taking her life instantly. Now, when the authorities showed up, and mind you, her husband, Soon's husband, lied about it to try to cover it all up. But when the authorities showed up, they saw that she had, I think it was like $1.78 or something like that in her hand to pay for the orange juice. And the authorities, the white cops, mind you, said, yeah, she had the money and she was intending on paying for it. Now, this particular person here is trying to rewrite history to where Soon is the victim and that her whole life was ruined. But it's like, oh, her life was ruined? But what about the life of LaTasha that she took? That's not ruining a life? Now, see, the problem is many people in that community knew that Soon was a problem. And again, she had pulled a weapon on a child before, but yet they kept going up in there, but still no reason to take a life. But so he's saying, oh, when the blacks get away with this and the blacks get away with that. Well, it's like the problem is solvable, homie. Move. Take your businesses out of the black community. You don't need to be there. But see, you know it's a gold mine in the black community, so you just cannot separate yourself from the black community. But instead, you want the black community to appease your nonsense. You want the black community to put up with the brutality and the rotten food and all the other nonsense y'all got going on in out of those stores and your nail salons and all that. Y'all want us to say, oh, okay, just do what you want. And as far as this Asian hate crime bill, it's still up and running. Guess who don't have a hate crime bill? It's black people. But you know who should have got one? Black people, especially due to what Soon did to LaTasha. We are the most hated and most harmed in America per that of FBI statistics. But there that Asian guy is trying to make themselves out to be the victim. And that's partially how they got that Asian hate crime bill, by blaming black people. Because, of course, the media showed all those black people, the boogeyman attacking Asians. And that's how they got it. And yes, Congress unanimously gave it to them. There was no pushback or nothing. But black people, we don't have one. Now, we've had a black president. There was this so-called black vice president. And we still don't have a hate crime bill. But yet that guy is there trying to make Soon into the victim. No, she's not the victim. And yeah, they burnt her store down. And listen, I ain't going to say too much on that. But yeah, they burnt it down during the riots. Of course, the riots also took place due to Rodney King being beat within an inch of his life by LAPD. Yeah, it's no longer there. So again, the problem is easily fixable. Take yourself and your stores and your salons and your beauty supplies into your community. And you ain't got to worry about us doing something to you. So anyway, y'all let me know what you think of that. And for more insightful commentary, please subscribe to this channel and my channel, The Demetra Kaye Show, here on